There has never been a better time to be a watch collector. Brands are releasing more watches than ever before and throughout the calendar year, beyond novelty season. Mechanical movements have never been more accurate, shock-resistant, or anti-magnetic, and accessibility has never been better. For most of human history and humans owning little clocks that they could wear, this was a true luxury item reserved for only the richest in society, and now you can purchase a watch that is awesome for $20. But the mood for enthusiasts has been pretty low. I think there's a bit of hype fatigue, novelty fatigue, and a growing movement of people looking for value and even feeling like watches are getting worse and the quality is declining. Let's just get straight into it. I think we all recognize that there is a modern quality problem. And this is in all things. This is in a lot of things. When we look at clothes, even high-end designers have been called out for manufacturing their products in China. These same accusations have been levied at watch brands. But still, there are incredible watchmakers, watch manufacturers making very high-quality products. Say what you want about the authorized dealer experience, but Rolex is the best in class in terms of quality, being completely in-house. Their bracelets are not made in China. These are 100% Swiss made. And at the price, you aren't going to find a brand that is making the same quality of watches with the breadth of catalog. Patek Philippe is the same, A. Lange & Söhne, Vacheron, Grand Seiko, Credor. The quality is still there. I don't think watches are getting worse, but I think it's the quality versus the price of the product you're receiving. That might be out of line. Quality is a really hard thing to define. If your non-watch friend asked you to make a list of the characteristics of a good watch, your list would probably include 1, a mechanical movement, decorated depending on price. 2, having some form of complication, also depending on price. 3, the metals. It's probably going to be stainless steel, some form of precious metal. 4, a good degree of finishing. So chamfering, polishing, brushing, tapering. 5, a good overall design. It needs to feel cohesive, thought through. And 6, a robust clasp system. I'm always looking for some form of on-the-fly micro adjustment or just knowing that part of the design has been thought through. So this would probably be your list. But all of these things, having all these things doesn't necessarily mean high quality, and not having something from this list doesn't mean something is high quality. For example, I have an FP Journe Elegant. This is powered by a quartz movement, and I think you'd have to be a little bit delusional to say, yeah, that's a pretty low quality piece of garbage. Quartz cannot be your thing. You don't have to like quartz. I totally get it. But the presence of quartz doesn't automatically make something low quality, nor does a mechanical movement automatically equal high quality. I've held watches by Holy Trinity brands, looked at the movement under a loupe, and the finishing was diabolical. I won't name names. I'm not here to do that. But what I'm trying to say is even with Holy Trinity brands, automatic or mechanical movement doesn't equal high quality straight away. And I don't mind that as long as the product I'm receiving is in line with the price. And I think increasingly less people are finding that to be the case. In the 1970s, a stainless steel Rolex Submariner date retailed for $230 or about $1,200 adjusted for inflation. Even the full 18-karat gold was priced at $2,000, adjusted to roughly $11,585. The modern sub-date stainless steel is priced at $10,650 USD. Now, to be clear, the modern sub is streets ahead of the 1970s variation. Don't get me wrong. But I think that jump in price is hardly in line. I talk about it all the time. We are in the midst of a massive luxury slowdown. Less people are buying luxury goods, and we are in the middle of this pivot point in how people consume luxury goods, and they're even redefining how they see luxury. And for goods and products, high quality and artisanal care needs to be present. My definition of quality would be, it is a bunch of small things done excellently by a skilled craftsperson, someone who knows what they're doing. You could hand me an instruction book on how to make a watch and say, here you go, Brittany, take as much time as you need. Take the next 10 years and just make one beautiful, excellent, artisanal watch. And I'm not going to create anything good because I'm not someone who's trained in watchmaking. I've not studied under someone. I don't have the skills to make this thing. There is no single thing you can point to and say, hey, that's where the quality is. That's quality. It's a bunch of small things executed with care by someone who knows what they are doing. And this is actually probably a fantastic time to talk about Surfshark, who are also today's fabulous video sponsor. And thankfully, they know what they're doing when it comes to protecting your personal data, public Wi-Fi dangers, and my personal favorite, unlocking censored content. It is the holidays, baby. And whether you're traveling back home or working abroad, you need Surfshark in your life. They are a VPN, or a virtual private network, meaning you can virtually place your computer anywhere, and they protect all your private information by encrypting it so snoopers and trackers can't get at it. You might be thinking, who wants to see my internet activity? All it is me looking at ridiculously expensive watches on Chrono24. And I get it. I completely relate. But your information is more valuable than you think, and there's a lot more sensitive information out there than you probably think. They offer online security and privacy when using public Wi-Fi with top-notch encryption and leak protection. You can use Surfshark's price discrimination features to find the best deals on planes, rental cars, and hotels by changing your location to find the lowest possible price. On top of that, Surfshark Search allows you to search the web in private without ads, logs, or trackers. If you're thinking, this sounds great, Brittany, you should go click the link that is in my description, surfshark.com/gringa. Click my link, use my link, and this comes with an extra 4 months of Surfshark for free and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go click that link, and thank you so much to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. So one of the big things that inspired this video was my recent purchase of 2 Omega Seamaster Diver 300s, both from the early 2000s, and feeling like the modern offerings don't feel as strong as these. Has quality been declining? I would say luxury watch quality has not universally declined, but the definitions we use, distribution, and signaling of quality has changed. Watchmaking in some aspects has never been better. 1. Material science, silicon escapements, advanced alloys, case materials, ceramic bezels. 2. Manufacturing advancements, CNC machines yield tighter tolerances at scale. 3. Performance stability. There are now longer service intervals, higher shock resistance. And 4. Industrial reliability. There are now fewer QC issues compared to mid-century production, Rolex being another great example of that. I think the real change has been in quality being decoupled from price. In most of the 20th century, up until the late 1980s, paying more usually meant receiving more. More labor, better materials, more finishing. Today, it often means brand alignment, controlled scarcity, boutique experience, and secondary value retention. On this channel, we often explore the tension of profitability and creating something artisanal and creating something made with care. And can these two things coexist? I mean, at the end of the day, these are for-profit businesses. They don't exist to run at a loss, but preserve the artisanal history, the heritage of watchmaking. Many brands are owned by conglomerates. Design decisions are increasingly ROI, your return on investment driven, hence why we're seeing so many vintage reissues. And the craft side of watchmaking, like hand finishing, is being reduced, if not visible, or frankly marketable. For many people watching this won't be news to you, but in order for a watch to claim their watch to be Swiss made, to write Swiss made on the dial, only 60% by value needs to be produced in Switzerland, and the remaining 40% can be produced elsewhere. China, India, Vietnam, wherever it makes the most sense for the brand and offers enough value and craftsmanship. For clarification, under Swiss law, this means that the movement must be Swiss, so assembled in Switzerland, inspected by the manufacturer in Switzerland, the movement must be cased up in Switzerland, and at least 60% of the manufacturing costs are incurred in Switzerland. 60% is okay, it's more than half, but I would be shocked if brands weren't maximizing that 40% of elsewhere the furthest they could. The furthest they can push that 40%, they're going to do that. And if they weren't, they would be shouting about it from the rooftops. I need to stop being so grumpy. As of the time of filming this, it's that weird time right up before Christmas and I'm just stressed. I think it's making me more grumpy. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is I think we're at this pivot point in the way that we consume luxury and view luxury products, and it's changing. The conglomerate model that was largely created by Bernard Arnault is coming to an end. So the playbook Bernard Arnault and LVMH largely created was 1, acquiring brands with storied names and reputations in the luxury space, especially in times where they were failing. So he would buy them at discount and have these fantastic names under his conglomerate. 2, focusing on affordable luxuries, so not something like a Ferrari or a lake house in Geneva. It was things people could afford, like Louis Vuitton sliders. And 3, he heavily invested in marketing and hype. And this is how the luxury space has been running for the last 40 years. But the thing about luxury is it's meant to be beautiful and exceptional and special. The conglomerate model, which is profit and growth at all costs, these are publicly listed companies that are faithful first and foremost to their shareholders. This model cannot mix with luxury, or at the very least, it can't mix with high quality. I really think this is one of the root causes of the luxury sector slowdown. People have bought these luxury items and realized this isn't that special. This isn't made to a high degree. Let's lighten things up. Let's talk about how to spot genuinely high quality watches. Number 1, get hands-on with the watches you're interested in. I know it's hard to describe, but quality is like Justin Potter Stewart and his threshold test for obscenity, which is, I know it when I see it. You feel high quality when it's in your hands, on your wrist. When a brand has overthought about the way that the lugs curve and which polishing will look best in the light. Number 2, finishing where it matters. I think a lot of people think good finishing is reserved for like Patek Philippe, but it's not. Nomos is offering finishing that we kind of don't deserve, especially at the price. Is there polished surfaces and chamfering, interior angles? Are the screws blued? Did the brand take time to make this exceptional? Number 3, bracelet and clasp. Does the bracelet suit the case style? Often, the first quality marker to me is how solid or flimsy the bracelet feels in hand. 4, servicing. Are the parts available long term? And 5, movement architecture and abilities. Now, I'm not as harsh as some watch geeks are with the movement. I think different styles and genres of watches should prioritize different things. Not every movement needs to be 120 hours power reserve. According to genre and category, some should prioritize power reserve and being automatic, while others, like Haute-horology dress watches, should prioritize decoration and beauty, and that's fine. I'd ask, what is this watch setting out to be? What does it want to accomplish? And does the movement aid in that? I also really care about tolerances and accuracy. Not everyone does as much as me, but I do. I really prefer something and consider it a quality marker if something is tested to cost tolerances. Doesn't even necessarily need to be cost certified, but I really like it when a watch brand cares about that. Anyways, I've just had to edit something out. I've talked for the last 15 minutes about different brands I consider to be exceptional. Oh, Laurent Ferrier. Laurent Ferrier, not only one of my favorite watchmakers right now, one of the best of all time, one of the coolest guys ever. Philippe Dufour is probably the benchmark for hand finishing, craft purity, and not innovation theater. I'm gonna cut this out of the video because it's so much in there. If you do want to hear about the brands that I consider to be exceptional and who are still putting craft first, let me know in the comments down below. I will release a whole video where I talk about all these, but I think it would make this video a little bit too long, and I don't know if that's something people would be interested in. In conclusion, quality has not declined, but craft per dollar has. Modern watches are better engineered, but becoming less human intensive. Vintage and neo-vintage is where to find best value. True quality still exists, it's just rarer, more expensive, and harder to find beneath the marketing noise. How do you define quality? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for your viewership. Thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. And thank you to the Pope tier patrons. Thank you to all tier patrons, but Pope tier patrons, aw yeah, get their names on the screen. Woo! Okay, this was a monster video. This took so long to film. I hope I can really chop it down in the edit. I've been in the garage for a while. These are things I think about a lot, and I really, really enjoy making videos like this. For me, it's just hard to like detangle my thoughts a little bit and make something that hopefully makes sense, you know? So hopefully this video makes sense, but don't worry about that. Let's worry about you. Fabulous names on the screen. Thank you so much to all tiers of patrons. But the biggest, most special thank you to the Pope tier. You are the highest tier. You're the highest level of patron, and you really keep this channel going. Thank you so, so much. I hope you keep enjoying the work we do here. But even if you don't, I hope you keep enjoying watches forever. They're fabulous. You're fabulous. Thank you so much, guys.